Hello all, good morning, and you're watching the morning coffee show with Aravind Mohan. எல்லாரும் எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? How are you all? Very happy to connect with you all again, and thanks for watching this. Because your views, the likes that you give, the comments that you share, some online, some also offline directly in the chat that I get, all those on the positive remarks, the constructive criticism that I get. These are all what motivates me to again wake up, come and stand in front of this camera. So it is you all who is driving me to come back and present another video. So this is really great. Thanks a lot. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். Thanks for the support, for the love, for the encouragement. And I would say the channel it is still a baby in this YouTube world. Just 3 days old. So it is still finding its own way. Slowly we will also try to understand how to make this more presentable, how to add more content which is of your interest. So slowly all these will evolve, but I think what is the key is consistency. So I'll try to be consistent. I'll do my work, I'll do my homework, I'll try to come prepared so that I add value. Probably 10-12 minutes that you watch me in this video, it should add some value also to the listeners. I'll ensure that I give you the promise I'll do that needed homework for it. So let's see how this channel is going to evolve eventually. எப்பயும் போல இன்னைக்கு நம்ம எடுக்கலாம். We look at the newspaper for today. It is 17th August 2021. So இன்னைக்கு let's see what are the key happenings in this world. என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம். We'll deep dive into few of those. So major updates இன்னைக்கு என்ன பார்க்கலாம் அப்படின்னா 2-3 நாளாக பார்க்குற அந்த ஆப்கானிஸ்தான் டாப்பிக்கோட அப்டேட்ஸ் பார்க்கலாம். ஏன்னா lot of drama around, lot of updates on this. We'll see what's happening there, what is the current situation, and what are the reactions of various countries around. So அதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் டீட்டெயிலாக பார்க்கலாம். And we'll also look at the new update on the Pegasus row. There is going to be an investigation, and we'll look at what are the updates on that. End of the video also to end in a positive note. Business side some positive metrics to which reflects on the current progress of our economy. So that's also great. We'll also look at that. Okay, in the Afghanistan life 2-3 days, a very quick recap of what we discussed yesterday and day before. In fact, in the description I've left the link for people who have not watched it. Please take a look at it so you understand the whole story, how it has progressed. Well, we know that now Taliban has already captured the capital. We know that the president has already fled the country. In the middle situation, now Taliban has taken the complete control of the situation. Now all countries are now other regions. All the other countries are now focusing more on how to operate on the evacuation. We also said that this ATF clearance was not there. We discussed that the airport was also torched. So the accessibility becomes very difficult. This situation is becoming critical day by day. One thing we can say that what Taliban claims is that the war is over. So there will be no more bloodshed, and it is already in control. Like always we do, we'll start with people of the country. மக்கள் என்ன பண்றாங்க பார்க்கலாம். நேத்திக்கு நம்ம இதை பார்த்தோம் வேறு they are all in total disbelief. They're all with so much of uncertainty and with fear in their mind, closed indoor. In fact, இதுக்கு there were a lot of these disturbing videos. In fact, அதெல்லாம் இந்த வீடியோஸ்லாம் பார்க்குறப்போ ரொம்ப வருத்தமாக இருந்தது. That is where people have stranded outside the airport. They are all running towards the airport to flee from this country. எப்படியாவது இந்த கண்ட்ரிலேருந்து தப்பிக்கணும். That is their only need for now. Well, there was an aircraft for the American Army personnel and the American citizens to move back to the country. In the aircraft, there are a lot of people trying to get into it. In fact, US Army Force have to do gunfiring up there so to ensure that people allow the flight to take off. In the taxi, the poet you can see videos where people are trying to get into the small space that is there behind the wheels. A lot of other disturbing videos where people have to fall off the flight when there is a takeoff and lose their life. Of course, all our thoughts are there with them. Prayers so that prayers for the happiness and peace of people in that country. Either on one side, Afghanistan citizens. What about other people for them? We'll start with Indians who are there in Afghanistan. There was a video of an Indian in Afghanistan who is now worried, who is now seeing how best he can come out of the country and back to India. That is all a big question mark. In the commercial flights are not available now. அவங்களால எப்படி வர முடியும்னு தெரியாது. A lot of risk in that. This is on one side. If you look at the other people who will be of major concern, major fear is also the Afghanistan army personnel, because it was never of interest for Taliban, right? Because they were all working very close with US army, and this is a big problem. Number two, for whom it is a problem, is about the minorities who are there, who has a big threat for their life, as reported in this paper. So you see that a lot of Hindus, Sikhs were all there in currently in Afghanistan, are now trying to find a way by which they can come out. From states like Punjab, they have already raised this concern to the center to find out ways in which the brotherhood who are from us, who are there in Afghanistan, should come back to be in a safer zone to save their lives. So, Idikalamma, they're also planning some evacuation. In fact, Indian government is also coming up with emergency visa process where there will not be a problem to bring them back here. Now, let's look at geopolitically what is the stand of other countries. ஒரு country பார்க்க ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். First, we'll start with United States of America. Inside US, it is similar to what we also discussed yesterday, day before. There has been a lot of this blame game between the countries, and definitely or international stage la US image has been put down. This is taken as a big intelligence failure, and they were not able to act on it. Yeah. So in this situation, the usual claim from Joe Biden, which we see for the past few days, is that we can extend our support, but end of the day, Afghanistan army the National Army of Afghanistan should stand for the country, which never happened. This is on one side that they stay, but on the other side, there is a big claim also from the ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump, where he says that Joe Biden has surrendered to Taliban. Yeah, he calls this as a total defeat. Of course, on the other side, the supporters of Joe Biden also, now they put up a photo of Mike Pompeo with the Taliban head to say, well, this is not something that started now, it is also in the past. So there has been a lot of this pointing fingers and throwing balls at each other to know where is the issue. But that could be pointing fingers, but end of the day, story is very clear. A country is in a very critical situation. Now we should only see how do we react from here. What about other countries? Germany, on the other hand, there is this. The report says that there has been a closed door meeting, within the party. So Germany or Chancellor, so Angela Merkel is also trying to understand that the situation ரொம்ப critical-ஆ தான் இருக்கு. They also agree on this. In fact, they call this as a very, very bitter outcome. Yeah, and this evacuation of U.S. troops, and this shouldn't have happened, is their view. Of course, this was the decision from United States, and they had to follow, but they say that this decision was wrong. So it's not just Germany who is now blaming the US for the situation, but even Russia has done this in the past. Great Britain is also telling the same point to say, in the Prachanagala Karano, the decision made by the US. Let's see what about the neighboring nations. India would stand, we already know, terrorism should not be something that should be supported right from the beginning. This has been the stand in India, and India has also taken this with the United Nations. So let's see what happens also there. Looks like the climate in Islamabad is more favorable, and in fact rejoiced and happy with the current outcome. In fact, Imran Khan has even said that this is a big success, and it is they were able to come out of what he calls slavery. Okay, இதெல்லாம் ஒரு சைடு இருக்கட்டும். சரி, அங்கே அதோட பிரசிடென்ட், ஆர் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ, ஐ ஷுட் கால் இட் அஸ் எக்ஸ்-பிரசிடென்ட் அஷ்ரஃப் கானி கிளம்பிட்டாருங்களே, fled the country. What happened to him? This would also be a question in everybody's mind, right? So there are reports that claims that he fled with 4 cars and a copter filled with bags of cash. ஃபுல்லாக பணத்தை எடுத்துக்கிட்டு முட்டையாக எஸ்கேப் ஆகிறதுக்கு இங்கேருந்து கிளம்பி டாஜிகிஸ்தான் தான் போக ட்ரை பண்ணியிருக்காரு. There is also a report which says that Tajikistan did not allow him to probably land there. Then he has moved to another country, Oman probably. So there are also other reports, but the general claim and dissatisfaction, from the people of Afghanistan is that he has let down. So people are unhappy, but Taliban has taken over. Taliban has already ensured, yes, he is trying to give the confidence to people of Afghanistan that peace will be restored. In fact, he is now calling all the civil servants and the employees of Afghanistan to resume back to work. எல்லாரும் வாங்க திரும்ப ஒர்க் ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். We will again rebuild this country and under Taliban regime is the claim from Taliban. Okay, so we will wait and watch. We'll also wait and see how all this evacuation has been successfully done. And geopolitically, in the United Nations or the Security Council, India is now leading. India has already given their views forward, discussing with other countries about the current situation. இது எப்படி ஷேப் ஆகுது இதெல்லாமே eventually in the next upcoming days நம்ம check பண்ணலாம். Yeah. So with this, I think we'll now move to another topic about the Pegasus row. Government is now open for an investigation or a probe by Supreme Court for the Pegasus row. என்னப்பா இந்த பெகாசஸ் என்னதான் டாபிக் அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, நான் இப்போ இந்த வீடியோவில் மேக் இட் வெரி ஷார்ட், பட் ஐ பிளானிங் டு டூ அ டீட்டெயில் வீடியோ ஆன் திஸ் பெகாசஸ் டாபிக். அதுக்குள்ளே சில ரிப்போர்ட் வந்தாலும் தட் வில் ஆல்சோ பி கிரேட், வில் ஆட் வேல்யூ. இப்போ வந்து Pegasus is another spyware company based out of Israel, and now this has come out in the air that the government of India has specifically used Pegasus to spy on few personals in and around the country and also other countries. இது என்ன அப்படின்னு நம்ம டீட்டெயில்ஸ் இன்னும் அதான் தெரியும், பட் this has created a big row in the Indian political system. Yes. So one good thing is that now government has come forward and said we are open and we have nothing to hide. Bring in a technical committee. Now there will be a technical committee that will be formed who will look at this issue in a neutral standpoint, who will technically deep dive into each of these topics. First step, இப்படி ஒரு ஸ்பைவேர் இருந்ததா, யார் இதை ஆத்தரைஸ் பண்ணாங்க, எந்தெந்த சிஸ்டமில் போட்டிருந்தாங்க, இது என்னென்ன ஏஜென்சிஸ் இதை யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க, வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் டேட்டா வாஸ் டேப்ட் ஃபார் வாட் ரீசன், இதை பற்றி ஒரு டீட்டெயில்ட் ரிப்போர்ட் this technical committee will now share, and government has said they are very open to it and they'll be very very cooperative to bring the truth out. Yeah, என்னப்பா அரவிந்த், மார்னிங் காஃபி வித் அரவிந்த் சொல்லி ஸ்டார்டிங்லேருந்து இங்கே பிரச்சனை அங்கே ப்ராப்ளம் நெகட்டிவாக மட்டும் தான் வருமா, நியூஸ் பாசிட்டிவ் ஒன்றும் வராதா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்களா? I have a good news for you. Yeah, this is about the current business situation in India. We have an index that is called NIBRI. அப்படின்னா என்னென்னா, நொமியூரா அப்படின்ற ஒரு ஜாப்பனீஸ் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் ஃபர்ம் விச் இஸ் இன் இந்தியா. ஸோ தே பிரிங் அவுட் திஸ் மெட்ரிக்ஸ். இட் இஸ் கால்ட் பிஸ்னஸ் ரிசம்ஷன் இண்டெக்ஸ். இந்த பிஸ்னஸ் ரிசம்ஷன் இண்டெக்ஸ் அப்படின்னா என்ன அப்படின்னா, இப்போது we know what happened during COVID, right? During COVID there was a big fall. நம்ம இருந்த business அப்படியே கீழே வந்தது. There are a lot of lockdowns around. People were not able to move freely. Goods were not able to reach another place. So overall, people were not going to the workplaces. பெரிய லெவலில் எக்கானமி நம்மளுக்கு அஃபெக்ட் ஆச்சு. Now this index will clearly show how quick we are able to rebound to be in that. Now after COVID, that I'm talking about is February 2020. Today is mid of August, or we have crossed mid of August 2021. So in the 18 months today in the 7-day moving average has been positive. Today we have again come back to a pre-COVID level. How do they calculate this? They calculate this with what they call this as mobility index. Now Google and mobility index, Apple or index. It is about the traffic of goods flowing from one to another. ஒரு ப்ரொடியூஸ்லேருந்து கன்சியூமர்லேருந்து ஒரு வேர்ஹவுஸ்லேருந்து ஒரு ஸ்டாக் வச்சுருக்கிட்ட போகணும், தென் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டர்ஸ்ட்டு போகணும், ஃப்ரம் தட் இட் ஷுட் கோ டு த ரீட்டெயில், ஃப்ரம் ரீட்டெயில் டு தி எண்ட் கஸ்டமர். இட்ஸ் அ பிக் செயின், ரைட்? ஸோ எனி ஆஃப் தீஸ் லாஜிஸ்டிக்ஸ், இட்ஸ் அ பிக் செயின். Yeah, and in this chain has been very clearly captured with this index. When this index goes up, then it means that the country is now revived back to its normalcy. Now we are happy to say that now we have reached this. The impact is also very clear because you see stock market is also going up for the past few days and weeks. So eventually the trust on the market is also up. The index is also showing a very positive value. So I think after COVID, this is the first time we see this to be back to that level. Now we should see how probably if there is a third wave, how that could affect. But this is a very very good news for people of our country and for the investors largely and for the economy. Yeah, so great. So I want to end with this one positive note, and cheers, see you all, thank you for watching. Yeah, and let me continue to enjoy my coffee, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. It's a young channel, so your subscription really matters a lot. So please also share this with other friends of yours. யாரெல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி வீடியோஸ் பார்ப்பாங்க, யார் பிடிக்குமோ இருந்தாங்கன்னா ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள். Let them also take a look at it. Let them give their comments, how we can shape this channel. Yeah, so this is your channel and this is my coffee. See you all.